Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be looking at the top 5 most underrated champions in the game, and we're starting off the list today with Luke Cage. So Luke Cage is all about the exhaustion. So a while ago he used to be really bad, but he got like a mini buff like a year ago or so, and now he is quite a decent champion. So his exhaustions are placed when you do light attacks, so you just want to be doing as many of those as you can, and the more exhaustions you have on the opponent, the less power they will gain. So it's quite a good thing for reducing power gain. His SB1 is great because it has like a quite high chance to stun, and you can lock those on and put them together and have like lots and lots of combos. His SB2 places a concussion, which like reduces ability accuracy, but it's just mainly for damage. And then the SB3, which I'm going to go for now in this gameplay, places 4 exhaustion debuffs on the opponent, so that's really good for maximizing, that power drain ability he has with the exhaustions, and also just increasing his overall damage because every exhaustion is going to give him a bit more damage. And you can see with this 4-star we're doing some nice, 1k mediums and stuff. And now we're going to fire this SB1 off, and you can see we get that nice long stun, and we get a few combos in there. But yeah, Luke Cage just, he hasn't got the highest damage, but he has got a fair bit of utility, and he can be very useful in some situations, especially against Mystic champions for dealing with power gain. Now at number 4, we have got Dr. Octopus. So I know a few people really like Dr. Octopus and really know how to play this guy, but maybe the reason why he is so underrated is because he is quite difficult to play. And even in this gameplay here, I'm going to tell you, I'm probably not playing him the best, but what you want to do with this guy is basically spam heavies, and he has a lot of utility. So he has a heal block, he has a power lock, he has a bit of healing, he has tons and tons of different things. But as you can see, when you get him in the corner, you've got a few parries off, and you've got 100 of that blue chemical thing you see in the top, then you're going to get this extra red damage like Red Hulk when you spam into the corner, and you'll power lock the opponent. And you can continue to put the power lock on your opponent with an SB3 or an SB2 or an SB1 when they have the power lock to refresh it. So that can be quite difficult to maintain, but if you can, it's a very good way to reduce their power rate and stuff. And you can deal with nodes like All or Nothing and just other really annoying power gain nodes. But yeah, the key is really for this guy just to spam heavies, get that damage, get the power lock, and even a bit of heal block sometimes. So yeah, he's quite a fun champion to play. A bit difficult to master at first, I'd say, but definitely very underrated because his utility is actually very good. He doesn't have any immunities though, so maybe that lets him down a bit, being in the tech class. But other than that, I'd say he's a very underutilized champion. Now at number 3, one of my old favourites is SpiderGwen. So SpiderGwen was another champion who, when she came out, was a very big dud. But after her mini buff that happened a few years ago, she became a very solid power control champion, and just a very good damage champion actually, because she can ramp up pretty well. She's about high demigod tier, I say, in the rankings. But the rotation you want to go for with SpiderGwen is spamming SB1s so you can build up your charges, and each SB1 has a chance to place an Innovate, and to keep that Innovate on the opponent, you just want to be as aggressive as you can. And as you can see, it's really good here because now we can just backdraft in the corner, intercept all the way, and just keep going with SP1s. And the SP2 here we can just fire off for the damage basically, and it does place a stun on the opponent called Paralyze, which also reduces healing and reverses it, as well as stunning. Also, her heavy attack places a slow debuff, which gets rid of Unstoppable, so she is a utility powerhouse, as well as having great damage. Now, at number 2, I have gone with Massacre. So, Massacre's a bit overshadowed by Domino and Red Hulk because he is part of the Flaming Trinity, and he is needed to give Domino that extra, duration on her debuffs, like her Incinerate and her stuns. However, he is actually a very good champion on his own. Unfortunately, he does have a rather frustrating ramp up, which means that you have to have an opponent who's willing to block enough so you can build up your heat charges so that you can get to 10, as you can see. Then once your bat is ignited, you'll place an Incinerate on your opponent for pretty much every hit, except you're ending here at the combo, and you can maintain these Incinerate debuffs by launching off SP1s, which, you know, reignite it, and you can just basically get tons and tons of Incinerate damage. So that's his main output, bleed and Incinerate damage, and this can also be great with Despair Mastery for reducing healing, so he could probably even work against Realm of Legends Wolverine. But yeah, he is a good damage dealing champion. Incinerate also reduces block proficiency, so he'll get a bit more damage to block, but overall he is just a damage dealing boy. He hasn't really got any immunities or anything, but he doesn't really need it because he does well enough on his own. But at number 1, I have gone for Hood. So Hood, probably overshadowed in the Mystic class because the damage isn't that amazing. As you can see, I got a 5-star rank 3 Awakened Hood, and we're doing barely 1k on the mediums, you know, so may not look that great, but his utility is very much underappreciated. And as you can see here, we've got close encounters, and every time he's getting that Fury buff, we're just staggering it because he's got a great stagger mechanic. I think it's like it's a percentage chance to place it on the opponent with normal hits, and then his SP2 places this debuff on the opponent, which means that they can't gain buffs for a few seconds. You can also refresh these buffs like the stagger and that with the heavy attack, and he also has just a built-in power steal into his attacks when he's awakened, and can get a bit of healing back from some power steal attacks. He also has invisibility, not as good as Ghosts because it's not as reliable, but he can be used in the Ghost synergy so that she doesn't get take damage when she's invisible. So, you know, if you bring along Ghost, you can also use Hood. But as you can see, we're getting quite a lot of power steal, quite a lot of, you know, staggers going on here, and that is the main idea with Hood here. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next video.